ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
It's time for Who Wrote That Comment? It's Nettero 2, if that's how you say it, but thank you.
Alright, so I'm gonna make this as quick as I can. Let's go ahead and start from our legendaries. Of course, Erwin is still a must-bring unit. If you have Erwin, you have a great unit. Dio is a stun unit. If you have Dio, he's a good unit to have. Pain, good unit. He pushes people back. Goku Black, honestly, if you like the unit, go ahead and summon him. Most of these legendaries, I will take off this tier list in the future. It's just that I forgot to this update, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them all over here. And don't summon unless you want them. This Shaku guy is your new stun unit. That is correct. I don't actually remember his name. He says Salmon all the time. But Inumaki, I think is his name. And so he stuns. He's a great unit. He's also good with Rukia. So all three of these can all be number one on the good legendary stun units. But there they are right there. Madara, or not Madara, Itachi. Grimjow. We got Juvia. Gon is a good unit as well, just because if you get 10 of him, you can evolve him into his mythical form, which his mythical form is very good. Hisoka is a good slow unit. Dabi goes down here. Blackbeard is not so good, but he's better than Don't Summon. Aaron's there. You have Giorno. Bulma is in less strength. Of course, nothing's changed there. And then, of course, Gajeel is just like a if you like the unit. Okay, next what we have here are those like special select units you get for leaderlords. They're really not that good. They're just kind of there for decoration. The only one that's really good, which isn't even a leaderlord unit, it's his Founder Aaron, which is what we're starting with off next. Founder Aaron is good. He's really only really good if you're gonna go into like an infinite run and you're gonna do like a very long infinite run and you're gonna get a lot of money, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa Russo. But yeah, if you're not getting a lot of money for Founder Aaron, he's not good. And then if you don't have like unique on him, he doesn't do as much damage as you'd expect him to. For the amount of effort you have to put in, it's not worth it. Eisen is like, if it's all you have unit, he's really not that good. They need to buff him again. It's like his little pushback at the end of the game is not enough to like make up for his lack of damage and everything. Trueheart Erza is the fire bleeding Erza from the Fairy Tail update. She is actually the worst one out of all the three ones, unless you need a bleed unit, but there are better bleed units than Trueheart Erza, so I'm gonna put her at the good category. Akainu is very good. I'm actually going to say Akainu is a must-bring for the Jujutsu map because the shield enemies, they all have, they're flying types and they have shields. So Akainu hits flying types and he does burn tick damage, which will break their shields, which means that he's a must-bring unit. Akainu, or that's Akainu, this is Akaza. Yeah, Akaza is, if it's all you have as well. I even got Divine on him and he still sucks. All Might, they actually made him good. They actually made him very good. They increased his damage and he has his pushback, so he's still very good. Arima is a very good unit as well. He's kind of fallen off a little bit. Of course, yeah, well they actually buffed him. So I'm going to put him over here. They actually buffed him. I think they like gave him an extra 50% damage for Armin. So that's where he's going to go. Broly, they also made him hit air units now. So he's a good unit, but he's not that good because of his damage. So I'm actually going to put him like below over here because he's not that good. Diavolo, they also buffed him a little bit, but he's still, if it's all you have. Lightning Erza. Now, when Erza first came out, people were like, Lightning Erza sucks. In my opinion, especially for this new update, Lightning Erza is one of the best units because there's so many air units that you need to hit, especially on the little dungeon runs, and she does a really good amount of damage. So Lightning Erza is a must-bring unit. This is another leaderlord unit. I kind of forgot to put him. There we go. Erza Valkyrie is what everyone thought was going to be the best unit, but Erza Valkyrie is just a crit unit, so she's better than the bleed Erza in my opinion. She does more damage. It's just that I would not put her as the top unit. In terms of Erza, Erza Lightning was the best Erza to go for. I don't think you can obtain Erza anymore, so if you got Erza, that's it. That's all you can get. Eto, if it's all you have. Kisuke Bankai. He is a must-bring for infinite runs. if you're trying to like decrease STA and increase range. But in terms of him himself, he's just a very good unit. Don't start playing. Okay. My alarm was waking me up. Okay. We got Gojo. Not Gojo, I'm sorry. Crush, which is, I can't remember his name. Gildarts. We got Gildarts. I called him Gilgamesh once, I think. He is a must-bring unit. He breaks shields. Very good. Lots of damage. Gon. I used to hate on Gon. Gon is definitely a must-bring. Definitely the best must-bring unit. Because if you can get Gon leveled up all the way, he can start hitting air units. So he'll be better than Erza right there. Gray must-bring unit. One of my favorite air-hitting units, because that's the only one I really have. There is another unit that I want that I'll explain very soon on this tier list, but I don't have him yet, even though I've done so many runs from him. Like 30-something runs on this unit. Juzo is kind of dropped off for bleeding damage. He's actually better than True Heart Erza, kinda, not really. No, I lied, he's not. So he's actually going to be below True Heart Erza here on the good unit. Kilua has his paralysis stun. He attacks really fast, so he's a very good unit, but definitely not a must-bring unit, but still very good. Put him behind Kisuke. I already did Kisuke, so let's just put in here, just because I don't want to confuse you guys. I'll just put Kisuke there. You have Kite. Kite, very good unit as well. I'll put him behind Kilua. If Kite was more consistent, he'd be the best unit, honestly, but he's not. Levi... No, I can't put Levi there. I'll put Levi at good luck. Okay. Lucy Heartfilia, as much hate as she gets, her units at the end of the game, if you're struggling, are very good. And they kind of help you win if you're really struggling. So Lucy's going to go up there. Of course, if you're able to summon for Lulu's up there. Madara's still a good luck. He's not the best burn damage unit, so he kind of sucks. Meruem, very good unit, but there's more air units that are better than him, so Meruem's going to fall under the very good category. We still have our Slow Mochi here. Slow Mochi will go under the very good category as well. Natsu was good for the Fairy Tail update. Natsu no longer has a use when it comes to burn, so I don't think Natsu is going to rank very high on this list, and because of that, I am going to put Natsu on just very good to almost good, but I'm going to put him at the very lowest tier of very good. Same thing with Nettero. Nettero, there's better units than Nettero for high damage output. Your best bleed unit so far is Nefertiti. So Nefertiti is a very good unit, but you don't actually need bleed for this run. So she's a very good unit to summon for. Good burn unit right here, Rengoku, but definitely not better than True Heart Erza. So we're still going to put him behind True Heart Erza. Oh, I'm sorry, not True Heart Erza. What did I mean? He is the, wait, hold on. What am I messing up here? He's not better than Natsu. Natsu's a better darn damage unit than Rengoku. Rengoku's damage honestly kind of sucks to the point where I want to put him at if it's all you have. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put him if it's all you have. He's just not that amazing anymore. Jalal Heaven is the unit that I went for like 50 plus runs and I was still not able to attain him. But he is a must-bring unit if you have him. Congratulations, I do not have him. Shanks is, I'm going to put him at the good. You guys may disagree with me. His stun is great, but I don't know. I don't use him on my team anymore. He's just good at this point. Coyote Stark, very good, almost must-bring. I'm going to put him at must-bring still just because of his damage output, but there are units that are better than him this update. Actually, because of that, I am going to drop him down. There is a unit that is better than Coyote Stark this update, so he's a very good unit now. Tatara, they buffed him, but if it's all you have, it's all you have. Ulquiorra is just good, does a good amount of damage, definitely not better than Arima there, I would say. Arima's still just ever so slightly better than him. Uryu, very good air hitting unit, like I'd say better than Neron right now just because of his attack speed. Whitebeard, they made his damage really good, so he's a good unit. He has that little bit of pushback, but nothing amazing. And then finally, we're at our Jujutsu Kaisen 6 units have been released this update. 6 very amazing units that if you're lucky enough to get any of them and then evolve any of them, you guys are all set. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with the weakest unit, which I have unique on. It is this guy right here. Oh my gosh, I keep wanting to call him something else. I can't remember his name right now. But Megumi, he is like Blackbeard. I have unique on him. But other than that, Megumi is like a good unit. He does 38,000 damage. He has 9 upgrades, 23 range, 8 SPA. So like that's a good amount of damage. But other than that, he's really not amazing. He has that like curse, which means that he can decrease people's HP by like 15%, I believe. And then you can place 4 of them. But in terms of all the Jujutsu Kaisen characters, he's actually the worst one. So I'm gonna put him at very good. You guys are like, Toad, you have unique on him. Don't you love him? I do love him. I have unique on him. That's why I do love him. For me, he's a must-bring unit. But for you guys, he's the last unit you want to summon for in this update. Next, we're gonna go on to... Let's go ahead and do Yuta, get him out of the way. Yuta, as you guys saw on my latest video, is insane. He has 10 upgrades, and you can place 3 Yutas down. Now, his upgrades are very expensive. But if you guys have Coyote, Yuta is the new Coyote. Yuta is the new Coyote. You heard me right. The only thing is Yuta does not hit air units. He specifically only hits ground units. But he hits up to 151,000 damage with his 3 units. So that's a total of 400,000 damage, 450,000 damage with just those 3 units. And if you got unique on him, he'd actually do 600,000 damage by himself, guys. That's quite absurd. So Yuta, definitely a must-bring Coyote replacement unit. Yuji, aka Sakuna, is getting a lot of hate because people don't know this about him, but he has his Malevolent Shrine when he evolves in Sakuna. Obviously, he's a must-bring unit. He becomes full AoE, basically with Malevolent Shrine. It's not full AoE. It's a huge circle AoE with like 14 range. His total range is like 33 or 34, but it's basically half the circle. So it's a huge range for his Malevolent Shrine. But what people don't know about Yuta or Sakuna is that on upgrade 4, he actually has bleed. So Sakuna is actually the best bleed unit out there. Not a lot of people know that. So Sakuna, Itadori Yuji, best bleed unit in the game. His STA is kind of high at 10. So that kind of sucks, but his damage is at like 60,000 when he's level 9 fully upgraded. And you can place 3 of them. So if you're able to get a unique on Sakuna, you guys are actually all set. What's interesting is that you can place 4 Yujis, I believe, but you can only place 3 Sakunas. So there is that. Malevolent Shrine, huge amount of damage. He'd get like to 200,000 damage if he was unique. Plus his bleed, which does like 33% or like 20% of his damage or whatever. So it's a lot of damage that Sakuna will do. Very good unit. Now the next unit that I have is Kent, which I got unique on myself. Kent over time, I would say between Yuta and Kent, I would say that Yuta is the better unit to go for, only because Kent damage maxed out is only at like 27,000 on his own, and you can place 4 of them. The reason why my Kent is better than my Yuta is because my Kent's unique, my Yuta's divine. So he does like a huge like 6-second SPA, 27,000 damage, cone attack, which is great, and it builds up over time, so every round you get a little bit extra damage. I think it's 1% damage over time every time a wave has passed. Obviously, if he's the first unit that you place down, he'll get an extra 15% damage, but if you're not doing infinite, that won't really matter too much. His damage will kind of just stay the same. That's why I'm going to put Yuta over here. Now, if you're doing infinite, definitely you want Kent over Yuta, but I'm going to leave him right there for the time being. Gojo is, oh, you guys are gonna hate me where I put Gojo, but Gojo Limitless is actually below Yuta still. You can place a total of 3 Gojos, so if you have unique on Gojo, you guys are all set, I'm telling you. Now the reason why Gojo is gonna be behind Yuta is because Gojo, to get his limitless, you need to keep playing the game so much that it'll nearly be impossible for you guys to get those limited eyes. You have to keep doing so many infinite runs. I'm actually super tired of doing infinite runs already. Anyways, you need to do so many infinite runs to get Gojo's eyes. I've only limited my guy once, because after the first one, it's 3 eyes to upgrade his limitless. Then it'll be 6 eyes. Then it'll be like 9 or 12 eyes. So it'll be a lot of eyes in order to limit break your Gojo. So unless you're only doing infinite runs on Cursed, you're not really going to get the limited eyes, which means that Gojo is going to be weaker than Yuta at the end of the day. You can place 3 Yutas, you can place 3 Gojos. Gojo only does like 50,000 damage. Like I said, Yuta does 150,000 damage, which is why Yuta is better than Gojo. They both have an insane amount of range. Gojo attacks twice as fast, so like it'll be 100,000 versus 150,000, but still Yuta's better. Finally, the last unit, which I really want, actually, I need someone that can replace my air unit hitters, and it is going to be this Geto, like, secret unit right here. Geto is going to be right there in terms of damage. He does like 50,000 damage. You can place a total of 4 of him. Honestly, Geto would be right here on the list, I'm not going to lie, especially if you don't have a good air unit. It's just that Gojo can get limit broken, and then Kent can be like used on infinite a lot better. So we'll put him like right there behind Kent, above Sakuna. Hopefully they do something else with Sakuna, because Sakuna's kind of weak still. But Geto does like 50,000 damage. His SPA is decent at like 7, I think, and then his range is pretty decent as well. And like I said, he starts hitting air units, so very good unit once you got him maxed out. But this is basically it for the tier list. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Let me know what you think or what you would change. Make sure you like the video, you subscribe, you turn notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. That's it. Reese's Pieces. Bye!